So a couple of days ago, a developer from Pakistan named Aqeel reached out over on Twitter and asked me if I can help him review his app. He developed an iPhone app and he wants me to kind of give him feedback since it's not in the store yet and he wants to improve it. So I thought I'll share it with you guys, and therefore you can maybe see how I'm thinking about design, user experience, and stuff like that. So let's give it a try. Alright, so I've played with the app a little bit. I want to show you what it does, how it looks, and then go over my feedback with you guys. So, the app is called Expensify. You start it. It thinks and it needs to connect to servers. Alright, and then it says welcome. Everything starts with creating an account. Tap on the button to create yours. So I'm creating a new account. Account, for example, travels, bicycles. Okay, let's call it personal account. My starting balance is 15,000. Obviously, I didn't know this, but this app is for tracking expenses as it seems. So I'm creating an account, and then I see here that I have my personal account, and then I can click a button and then I can add expenses. So let's say I bought a super expensive coffee for 1,500 today, coffee, and then I create an expense, and then I see that I have an expense here. I can add another expense, which, let's just do something funny. Book. Alright, as you can see, I'm adding expenses, and then I can see that my balance went down a little bit, and apparently I've spent 19% out of, does that even make sense? Maybe. Alright, and I can create new accounts, and as it seems I can add an expense, which is actually not an expense, it's an income. So if I make the project income, alright, that will actually add money to my project. Alright, so this is how the app looks like, this is what it does, and before I go into kind of design, analyzing the design and the user experience, I want to talk for a second about something which is even more important, which is what is the value of this app, who is it actually for, and what problem is it trying to solve. So that's the first question that I ask when I'm approaching a product design or an app design. And I don't know, I didn't ask Aqeel those questions, so I don't have that information, but from the value that this app currently provides is helping you to know what your balance is and what is the list of your expenses. Now, for me personally, that is not a great value because I can go into my bank account website and see those things pretty easily. I have a lot of other questions about personal finance and I've discussed them in another video. I don't know what is my income versus my outcome. I'm not sure how my expenses are distributed, like what percentage is going to food and whatever. I have a lot of questions, but those questions are not addressed in this app. This app does not solve those problems. So it's okay, maybe knowing what your balance is the problem that Aqeel is trying to solve for perhaps people in Pakistan don't have a bank account, website for their bank account, so perhaps it's okay. But if not, I think it's the thing that you should first, if you want to understand if the design is working or not, if it's doing a good job, is what is the problem that it's trying to solve. So I'm taking into assumption here that what the problem that Aqeel is trying to solve is to let people who don't know what their balance is currently know what their balance is. Now that I know that, let's take a look at the flow of the app and the design. Alright, so first up, when you start the app, it takes quite a while to load and it says connecting to servers. Now, I want to say, we are designers, right? We are not developers, but I'm asking this as a user experience designer. My duty is to ask, why do you have to spend the user's time connecting to servers? I've seen everything this app does, and it makes simple calculation that can be done on this device. Why do you have to connect to servers? So you might not think that this is the job of the designer, but my job as a user experience designer is to tell the developer, you don't need to waste anybody's time to connect to servers. Why are you connecting to servers? Or are you trying to load data from the server? Why? It's my first time using the app. You're just wasting my time. And if you want to have a good experience on your app, do not waste my time. At least not in the first time that I'm using the app. Next, we have the welcome screen here. It says everything starts with creating an account. Tap on a button to create yours. Now, to me, this is a bit confusing because to me, creating an account is every app that I download wants me to create an account, which is usually a username, password, and stuff like that. That's what they mean by an account. Now, because I've used this before, I know that this is not what they mean here. Here, they're meaning kind of a checkings account or a balanced account. So the word account actually is quite confusing. So, because usually when I'm trying a new app and it prompts me to create an account without explaining to me why do I have to create an account, I usually click skip because I don't want to give people my details. And I think it's a good user experience flow to not, demand from your users to put in their personal info if it's not a must. So here I think it's quite confusing. I would look for a different way to kind of explain that this is a bank account or checking account, or perhaps I would even show kind of my first account and then you can edit it, or something that is more easy to understand, that this is not a personal info account, but this is a bank account that you're tracking the expenses to. So I've created an account here. It's now when he's showing me the account title is travel or whatever, then I understand that this is actually a bank account. So I put here personal and starting balance. I put something here. So I do create an account, creating an account for you. Now, this is the main screen of the app. I feel like there is not much hierarchy with the typography here. The opened with and balance are the same size, and I'm not sure where to look. What is the current number? I don't want to have to, read the small letters every time. I probably, if I'm here in this app to know what my current balance is right now, then current balance right now should be big. It should be the thing that I'm looking at right now first and quick. How much I opened it with, I don't know, maybe it's not even relevant. Maybe only when you click you can see that. So if the value is knowing what is the balance right now, then show it to me fast, okay? So I would somehow change the typography to kind of give much more emphasis on the balance sheet. So now you can add expenses as I've showed you before, and I'm adding some expense with the date of today. Here's another thing that's confusing me. There's this little button here that says expense. Now I've pushed it, and I know that when you click it, it turns into an income, but I didn't know that before. And buttons, when you don't understand what they will do, it's kind of scary. You don't wanna push buttons that you don't know what they will do. And in this specific example, it's a toggle button. So I think it would completely make sense to put expense here and income on the other side, maybe grayed out a little bit, but this will explain to me quite clearly that when I toggle this, I toggle it between expense and income. And one more thing, now that I understand that I can put incomes as well in this app, then I'm not sure that the screen should be called add expenses, because it's not only expenses, it's also income. So perhaps this screen should be something like add transaction, because it's confusing to add an expense and then it's not actually an expense, it's actually an income. So that's one more thing that I would probably look into. So I'm adding here, copy, adding an expense. All right, creating an expense, saving your expense. I don't know why it takes this loading indicator. This should be quite fast, the saving thing. I don't know why it takes so long. So Aqeel, if you can find a way to make it faster or not show me the loading indicator, because I don't know, it seems like a simple task, so I'm not sure why it's loading. Now I'm seeing here in this screen, again, the opening balance is on top. And I'm asking myself again, why? Is this the most important thing? The way I understand this app, then the current balance is the most important thing. So perhaps it should be on top. Again, bigger, more emphasis on that. Now, when I'm adding incomes in here, salary, for example, then the only difference between expenses and income is the little line of color here on the side, which is I'm not sure that it's enough, you know? And the numbers here are both positive, but actually the 500 is an expense, so it's actually minus 500, while a salary coming in is plus 5,000. So I would probably make it much more dominant that one is adding to my account and one is subtracting from my account. So I would either make big icons of going in, going out, or I would use minus here, but I would make it much more clear that one is going in and one is going out. All right, I think basically that's it. I think if you're talking about the nitty-gritty stuff of you know, just like graphic design, I think there are some here. The title is bigger than in those screens, in the inner screens. So I'm not sure if this is because this is kind of a logo title or because it's just not consistent, but I would love to see kind of consistency within the app. If you're choosing to go with kind of like standard UI, like the top bar and stuff like that, then I would be consistent with font sizes and stuff like that. Again, you can delete the account and probably those transactions by swiping on them, which is kind of a common interaction. But then again, because they have kind of like a shadow on them, it really looks weird that the delete is not on the bar. I don't know, I think it looks weird. I would expect it to be, I don't know, revealed exactly underneath it, and not, there is something that looks weird here, because check out how it's kind of like the shadow is not, there is something here which is weird. So I'm not sure, perhaps, I don't know, check out how Google Material Design do the delete swipe, but I'm pretty sure it's not that way. I think overall that's it, and I really hope that I didn't come off too harsh. You know, my goal here, Aqeel, is to help you make a better app, and I think that obviously you're a developer, maybe you're doing this on your own. I think this is a great start, and I think it's obviously to create something and to publish it and to put it on the App Store and to have people actually use it is the most important thing. It's really easy to kind of criticize other people's work and to be mean about it, but I really want you to know that I'm doing this to help you, and in a good way. So I hope I hope this ends up helping you, and I really want to see you succeed. If you want to send the next version, and if when you launch it, if you want me to share the link so the other viewers of the vlog can check out the app themselves, that'll be wonderful. It's awesome that you create stuff. You know, I did an iPhone app myself a couple of years ago, and looking at it today, it has a lot of problems, and you know, I wish somebody would be there to help me. So I hope I did provide a little bit of value to you, and hope that perhaps it will help you make a better app. Love you guys. I'm going out to hang out with my family for the holiday Hanukkah. Have a great day. I'll catch you tomorrow.